Allora vi presento il professor Jaak che è venuto qui a presentare il risultato di quasi 50 anni di ricerca. Il professore ha 73 anni e adesso chiediamo a lui direttamente qual è stato il suo percorso e la sua carriera e cosa lo ha portato qui.
Okay, Professor, can you tell us what was the pathway of your career and what brought you here?
Thanks for the question. I started my graduate work 50 years ago in clinical psychology, and it was the era of behavioral modification, but I was interested more in emotions, so I decided to shift into neuroscience and try to map the emotional systems of the human brain by using animal models. And I think after 50 years we have some very deep understanding of our own emotional nature by studying the emotional systems of other animals. We have identified 7 emotional systems. The most subtle one and the biggest one we call the seeking system, which is enthusiasm, exploration, doing positive things in the world, looking for resources, looking for food and water, as well as social companionship and play. So we know the seeking system very well. There's also a fear system that feels terrible. There's an anger system. When someone takes your resources, then you feel very angry. That is important for understanding human anger. Of course, we're all reproduced sexually, so there's a lust system, and lust produces little babies. So we have a care system, women much larger and stronger than men, so there's always gender differences. After lust and care, you get social attachment, and the little baby has a separation distress system when they get separated from mother. We call this the panic system because we think panic attacks, the psychiatric disorder, comes from this system. And then there's the most wonderful system of all, which the young ones have, which is to play, social play, interaction, the source of social joy. So all of these are important for normal life as well as psychiatric problems.
Thank you. In a way, the psychotherapy that we follow, and it's a body psychotherapy, Alexander Lowen was our mentor. He experimented by watching and being with patients what you just said in neuroscience, what happens in neuroscience. So these two fields can meet together. And how would you think that your work could help us in working with the patients during our sessions? How would you recommend, for instance, to work in a different way? Since we work with patients by touching them and we have access to their body expression, and we're not like the typical verbal therapists, but we also use our body, verbal or non-verbal. We're very attentive to that.
Yes. Well, if you study emotions, especially in animals, the only thing you have is to look at their actions. All the emotions have very different actions. Seeking is looking and investigating. Anger is, well, someone is taking your resources, and there's fighting, and there's fear, someone wants to hurt you. So there's always a bodily expression. The most simple one are the symbols of theater. There is a crying face. There is a joy face. And actually it turns out that in the brain, these feelings come from those action systems. People are not accustomed to thinking of feelings and actions, but they go together.
This is very interesting for us.
Yeah, they go together. So body therapists have a better knowledge of these action systems, and if they recognize that these systems generate feelings, then you can also work at feelings at the same time as the bodily actions.
Oh, this is very important for us.
Sure.
Thank you very much for your precious suggestion and recommendation today.
My pleasure. Thank you for asking.
Yes, and have a safe trip home.
Thank you. Hope to meet you again soon.
Thank you. Thank you.